What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are back with another video. This video is under the Fair Use Act, and the Fair Use Act is in the description box of the video as well as the About Me section of the platform. Please keep in mind that this video, all my videos are allegedly as well as educational purposes only. Well, I definitely wasn't going to drop today, but I seen some things going on, and I feel like why not talk about this a little bit? Because it's easy to talk about the bad things and people's shortcomings and those different kind of things. But I feel like I'm at a point now where, and I've always been, to be honest, like bring space for some of the positive things that's going on. Now, when you think about Blueface, for the most part, people say, "Oh, he's not doing right by this, and he's not doing that." And meanwhile, nobody's doing right in the situation. But people will cover up and help hide what they want to help hide, whatever the case. But I'm here today to talk about the fact that Blueface is staying out of trouble. Seem to be. I feel like he understands the assignment now. He's understanding how easy at the snap of your finger, your freedom could be taken away. You can miss out on years and years of your children and different kind of things. And for the most part, other than out and about on tour or going to make a smile on somebody else's face, he's mostly home streaming. And now I also said in the earlier videos that I feel like Blueface need a workspace, right? Everybody should not be welcome into his home. I think, you know, that could go wrong. Everybody having access to your home and those kind of things. So I really think that you need to work on a workspace, right? So today, Blueface had the honor of showing up to a young man's sweet 16. Now, this was a lot. I mean, those were a lot of kids. I don't know if that was the backyard of the venue or what was going on, but there was a really nice turnout. Things went okay. The young man was excited when Blue pulled up there, was already playing his music, and he did Tatiana and one other song. And Blue was like, I don't even know if I remember that one, but he ended up remembering it. But the catch is this. Blueface was saying, how old are you? 15, 16, 16. He said, I remember my sweet 16. And he kind of, not put his head down, but I think he kind of was visualizing what his sweet 16 was, right? And he said, I think mine was in an apartment. And I got from that he felt good about being able to bless somebody else at their sweet 16. Because I'm sure he didn't have his favorite rapper at his sweet 16, and just imagine you being able to do that for somebody else. And so I thought that was interesting. Again, I like that, in spite of everything that's going on, he's staying out of trouble. Yeah, he got some bills and things he need to pay. And so he's out and about, he's making his money. I'm hoping he could get that taken care of and, just get back to what he need to be doing outside of the drama, outside of the making the babies. And, show these kids the importance of not getting in trouble. I feel like one day Blue is going to be able to do that. The older he get, and when he watches his son grow and different things, and when he pick his son up from school, and his son is starting to tell him, "Dad, my friends are scared. Dad, my friends," you know what I mean? And so I don't know what's the end game when it comes to Blueface, but again, I just seen on his face that he felt good about blessing someone else at the age of 16. But to their favors, though. I'm remembering that his sweet 16 was in an apartment. And it's like, wow, from an apartment to all this to now here putting smiles on other people's faces. And so I just hope that he stays out of trouble. I hope that, he don't allow himself to be vulnerable enough to be put in a space, because I do feel like Blueface, allegedly, in my opinion, is to be sacrificed. And I'm not saying by life, and I'm not saying that, but his career as a whole. And that's my opinion. My opinion. Now, Karlissa pops up and she drops a surprise. And because we all heard Blue say, I get it. She doesn't have nothing going on. And so she used me for the motion and blah, blah, blah. So Karlissa pops out her little trailer and she says, who don't got motion? So allegedly, TMZ is doing something on podcasting, and they called in Karlissa. I was like, wait. At first, I thought it was gonna be one of those things when she walk out, like before she's coming out of a location and they pulling her up and what do you think about Blue being? No, this time they called her in. She was in the building. She did an interview or whatever the case, and she was right away. She said, "Hope they don't ask me this because I'm not talking about that. I'm here to talk about my children, things attached to me. I don't want no part of that." And I think that to me, no matter how many people look at it, I feel like that is a form of growth. I feel like when people don't want you to include them, don't include them because people will make it what they want to make it seem. They want to make it like, if it wasn't for and those kind of things. When we know that this interview did not happen because of somebody else, it happened because they realized her work over on Patreon. I don't know. I'll say this: no matter her son, or what, if that's what she needed to do for stand there and hold his hand and try to keep him out of trouble and different kind of things. As a mom, she's doing what she feels she needs to do to protect her child. And of course, people see things different. Sometimes Karlissa say things that don't make no sense, or people take it this way or that way. But the end result is that we all, as a family, become successful. We all, as a family, no longer have to depend on this one to pull that one and that one to pull this one. That we all sustain our very own income and be good at what we have going on. Anyway, y'all hit the like button. What y'all think about Karlissa entering the building of TMZ? It wasn't no get out the cab and bust it. What's going on? Nah, it wasn't one of those. So let me know what you guys think about, what's going on now versus what was going on before Blue left. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Love on those that love on you and pray for the world. Peace.